welcome to Maverick Live. I'm your host Luke too, and today I'm joined by Kurtis and Josh Ramirez.
Thanks for having us.
Well, we've got the part of the sales team in. How are you doing? You doing good?
Good.
All good.
Have had a strong week?
Yeah. We're literally incredibly busy these days, so it's just making sure that we keep up that momentum just to keep the pipeline going, because obviously for most people, summer tends to be the quieter months.
Yeah.
But for us, I think a lot of companies know it's their downtime, so they're looking to upskill their staff in that time. So
yeah, you've got that period of time where maybe operations aren't as going gun ho, as they say, and you want to, like I said, upskill people. So today we're talking. I brought you guys in especially for social selling, but in an inbound way, because a lot of people feel like social selling is just you going out there trying to go after those accounts with the likes, comments, messaging people, message campaigns. But is there a way of doing it in an inbound way, which can actually generate enough leads and consistent sales, rather than it just being a attribution for the rest of your activity in a sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I always say this on my sales calls as well. A lot of people just believe that social selling is them just going out, connect and pitch, them sending out tons of messages, cold emails, and going, I'm social selling. Yeah. But I think they're missing the biggest aspect of that is that it's social. So you need to be social with your social selling. I know it sounds simple, but a lot of people are missing that out. So if you're looking to generate an inbound leads, you have to do outbound activity that draws people to your profile. Yeah. So if we talk specifically in regards to LinkedIn, your personal profile is the biggest lever that can draw people in. People aren't just going to land on your profile by accident. No. So you need to think, how can I draw people in? And the biggest strategy to that is your content. Yep. So it's getting your content right. It's just not content that's like, buy my stuff. We work for Maverick. We're amazing at this. We won these awards. We go to these awards. Not that type of stuff. It's actually stuff that sees your value proposition and goes, why does that customer need you? Where are they in terms of pain points? Where are they struggling with? And then that's when they find that type of stuff more engaging, because they go, I'm struggling with that pain. This person's always speaking about it, talking about it, explaining the pain, talking about the solution. It's creating that curiosity to go, actually, I need to speak to Luke to tell me more and show me how to get from A to B. I
was talking to Dave on Monday about the way, it was obviously we're talking a B2B approach for that. And it is showing people that they have a problem in a sense, where it's like, hey, have you noticed that maybe with us, your content views aren't as great, or your messages are getting ignored, or your follow-up messages are always being, left on the wayside, or people are saying yes, but then nothing else. It's those little bits where they think to themselves, actually, this is a problem that needs to be addressed. And you do that with your content, and then that's how you get the inbound lead that way, because they say, yeah, I am having this issue, and then they talk to you through social, obviously for LinkedIn, and then you build it from there.
Yeah, I think people always skip to like the end where they're like, we fix your social selling problem. Yeah. So basically anything they advertise, anything they talk about in terms of outbound activity is that we do social selling training, or we train people and do social selling. It's not actually what pain are they with, or what pain are they struggling with, whether it's visibility, sales, relationships, as you mentioned. You need to address those issues, because they all may have the same overall problem, which is basically they need to upskill on LinkedIn and obviously improve their pipeline. Yep. But different pains will appeal to different people, because, for example, there'll be some marketers that really don't care about sales and are more focused on visibility, being the thought leadership, whereas let's say the classic salespeople are more just about sales, leads. So it's addressing those pain points and those specific problems.
Fantastic.
And also, sorry, Luke. And also from you obviously have your LinkedIn profile and your content, but we also have webinars as well. So that's a great area to get a lot of people in one pool of place, and obviously spend an hour with Dean, and then now have a lot of inquiries off the back of that, asking a bit more about what we do.
So the outbound marketing then brings in the inbound leads in a sense. All the activity kind of builds up. So anything you do with social selling, when it comes to posting, when it comes to messaging, when it comes to connecting and building a network, that will generate inbound leads in itself, other than your outbound activity in a sense. So you actually had experience of this, Josh, I think it was a few weeks ago, where someone came to you, said, I love Maverick, I love all their stuff, I want to move forward. So how was that a great feeling for you?
Well, yeah, it's good, because we don't usually get that just off one thing. It's usually a lot of interactions first, but you do get, I think it's 3% of people are ready to buy then. So it was good to get that from I think it was Dave's post, who is our graphic designer, so it shows it does work. Yeah. So yeah, he phoned up the office saying, I want to go forward, I'd love to jump on a call.
He was like, fantastic. I need to buy Dave a drink after his post. So you can't expect every post to be obviously successful. You're going to get a few people who maybe you'll get a few engagements, few likes, few views, but you shouldn't get disheartened with that, should you?
No, I think with a lot of people, when it comes to social selling or any type of sales, they're always looking for that silver bullet.
Yeah.
So whether it's cold calling, whether it's email campaigns, everyone's going, can I have your template, or let me see your template for a conversation starter, or what sort of content are you producing out? LinkedIn's one of those where it has the compounding effect, which basically means if you're doing a lot of small actions, it will reap big awards. So you have to do these small actions, which is like your content, but the content's got to be right. So about your value proposition, addressing the pain points, and then once you've done the content, you need to go, am I playing to the algorithm? Am I getting the visibility? Am I getting the eyeballs? But then after that, it's interacting with those people because you've done the content and the visibility side, which helps build familiarity with your profile and your company page. But actually, you now need to go, I need to do the relationship side. Because there's tons of people who say, if people like you, they'll listen to you. And if they trust you, then they'll buy from you. So you've got to do that relationship side to get them to trust you. Yeah,
so it's fully optimizing your account. And you have to do it constantly because LinkedIn is forever changing its algorithm. It's forever changing the way the new tools are coming out. To maybe replicate other channels or themselves thinking, oh, this will be great if I implement it. Because they had, I think stories was a thing for a while and now it's kind of dropping off. Twitter had that as well and it drops off. So they're always trying to update. So when it comes to learning the new side of things as well as selling, how much of your day do you think is learning new things compared to implementing the sales funnel?
Yeah, so we're always learning. We're always looking to learn new things, obviously, because we're teaching it all the time. Yeah. So we do spend it. Well, we don't spend it like directly, but indirectly, we're learning every day, trying to find.
Because when you're on the platform, you learn as you go, don't you? What works, what doesn't work. In a sense.
So basically, adding on to what Josh says, like although we don't put any specific time to go, all right, we really need to learn all of this stuff. We're a company that heavily preach what we teach. So we're always learning on the job because we're finding out better ways to convert people. Let's say if a trend changes. So for example, let's talk last year, everyone was talking about sales enablement, that type of thing. Now they're talking about like account mapping and like all that type of stuff.
Account-based marketing.
Account-based marketing. So it's using the terms that are specific to the trend and it appeals to those people. So it's learning because you're always there doing, and obviously the repetition, so you're improving every day.
Yeah.
But because you're always in that space, you know if things are changing. For example, if you used to go to a club all the time and then all of a sudden you don't go for 3 months, they could have moved the whole room around, but you wouldn't have known that unless you had specifically went. So
you're the regular there who says, oh, it was like this and this is how it worked before and this is why they did it. And now you're seeing the changes themselves.
You're having to catch up saying, oh, have things changed? And you're almost having to find that information as a secondary, whereas if you're there at the top, primarily you would just find that all out and it would just naturally happen to you. So being consistent with your outbound activity actually helps with staying ahead of the game because you're there.
And it's helpful because you help train sales teams and sales people, because you're a sales team and salespeople yourself, you're involved in it, you understand what the pains are, and it's good to surround yourself with that. So anyone else who is selling to a different pool of people, they need to chuck themselves into their world, their lives, and show that they're in that area, they know what they're talking about. And then when things do change and then the problems do arise that they can solve, then they can talk about it and they're trusted. And that's probably the best way of getting people to come to you and say, oh, I see that you're always ahead of the game with this sort of stuff. What's happening?
Yeah, because there's tons of people that will just Google questions or always look on LinkedIn just for the future answer.
Yeah.
So if you're always that shining piece of knowledge and you're always sharing your value there, you're earning their credibility and their trust because they go, this person knows this stuff. So essentially they will always tie that to, if he knows this stuff and he's able to help me with these simple questions, what's his service going to be like? Maybe his service can help my business.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not even just about being ahead of the curve, it's also having the knowledge that what we already teach is correct and we're using it correctly, not just what the new thing is, what is already out there. And how people can implement that.
Because if you just follow the trends, but the trend is obviously maybe it's just like a wave, like I said before with the old tools. If they don't work, then there's no point in focusing too much attention on them, is there?
No.
Fantastic. Well, thank you both for coming down.
Thanks for having us.
And thank you all for watching Maverick Live. We'll be back on Friday for our next show. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube, click the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever we go live. And follow us on LinkedIn as well. We've got a lot of our engagement posts and our articles can be shown on there. Thanks again for watching Maverick Live. We'll see you next time.